Hey cutie pies, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the bold and beautiful edition for April the 6th, 2022. Um, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you're looking to work from home, check out some of my work from home videos on the channel as well. All right, guys, so getting right into What Happened on the Soaps Bold and the Beautiful edition. This on a scale of 1 to 10, this was it was a solid episode, so I'm going to give it a 7. So I'm going to start with, we see Sheila on the bed, and then Deacon joins her, and he just takes his coat off and wraps his coat around her because he's just giving her the news that Finn has died. So he tells her, I'm sorry for your loss. And, Sheila, I know you loved him. I don't understand it. I don't understand the monster who could have just left, who shot he and Steffy and just left them in the alley. It's just he doesn't understand it. And, Sheila, of course, she's in pain because, she's that monster. And so, but of course he doesn't know that. So he's thinking her tears are all because she lost, she was just getting to know Finn. And she lost all that time with him. So as she's lying there, she's just like, did you find anything else? Because he says he was the one to find them. And she was like, so how did it happen? So he was just telling her, he went to take the trash out. And when he went to take the trash out, he saw them lying there. And she was like, did you see anything else about who could have done it? Sheila, at the end of the day, Sheila gonna be Sheila. And so he's just like, no, the monster got away with it. It's just probably one of those things where it happens and no one ever know who did it. Paraphrasing, I'm just saying. And so, Sheila's a bit relieved with that. Okay, so she gets up or whatever, right? And she's like, I got to go to the hospital and see Finn. And he was like, I just want you to know you're going to probably see Taylor. I had to tell Ridge, Taylor, and Thomas about it. So you'll probably see Steffy's people. And she was like, what they got to do with anything? And he was like, they're holding out hope for Steffy. And she said, what you mean they're holding out hope for Steffy? And he was like, yeah, because Steffy's they're giving Steffy strength and wanting her to pull through, giving her the will and fight to pull through. And she said, Steffy's alive? And he said, yes, she's still alive. Now Sheila is like, oh my God, because Steffy, if she's still alive, Sheila did this, and clearly she will know Sheila did this and will tell, about what has happened to them. So this is the first hiccup in Sheila's plan, because Sheila had planned on, because it's like Sheila robbed them and everything. Like she never planned on revealing this information, and that's why I said. This feels like it went too far to me. This went a little bit too far, but I mean, I'm not a writer, so I don't know. But anyway, so of course now Sheila's like, flabbergasted that Steffy lived, or she's still hanging on, clinging on to life. She's flabbergasted by this. So then we go over to Hope and Liam. Okay, so Hope and Liam are, enjoying a romantic night, and Brooke just busted in. Mama, I know it's like you got to knock. So she busted in, and they were like, and Hope said, Mama, I told you the kids were away, and she was like, oh, I'm sorry. And Liam is like, no, come back. Obviously, you want to talk, and we love hearing the gossip and all that. So they were like, no, Brooke, it's fine. Just come on in and talk. And so she just says something's wrong. Like she came because something's wrong with Ridge. Like she can feel it because she and Ridge have this connection where if something goes on, even if they're in a rough spot, they can feel that with each other. And she said, I know it's weird. I know it sounds crazy, but I feel it. And they're like, oh, Mom, Ridge will come back, even though he's over there with Taylor and staying at Steffy's and Taylor's there. He knows, y'all have that connection about, love and everything. She said, no, it is deeper than that. If one of us is going through something, we feel it. And I'm just like, why hasn't he reached out to me? And so then they start talking about Steffy, and she says she's glad that he's at Steffy's because he feels guilt for not being there with Steffy and everything as she was growing up. So now he has a lot to make up for, and they have a strong relationship now and everything. So she's glad he's over there. And so at this time point, Deacon knocks, and they're like, "Who is this?" And it's Deacon, and they're like, "Okay, what are you doing here?" And he was like, "I came to check on you to see if you were okay." And they said, what you talking about, Deacon?" And he said, "Oh, you haven't heard?" And Liam was like, "Clearly we haven't heard, so what are you talking about?" And Deacon said, he was at work and he went to the back to take out the trash, and he saw the bodies, and they were like, "Whose bodies?" And he was like, "Steffy and Finn, they've been shot." And they're just in shock, and they can't believe what they're hearing. But that does prove the point what Brooke was saying about she and Bridge having this connection that goes deep, and she knew something was wrong. So then we go to the hospital, and Taylor, Thomas, and Ridge are still in the hospital, beside the hospital bed with Steffy, and they're just talking to her. Each one of them talks to her and just tells her, "Pull through. Like, you're strong, Steffy. We need you to be strong. You have children. You can make this. We need you to just be strong and come on and pull through and come back to us." And at this point, Bridget comes in. I'm not going to go in on all details on that because they're saying the same thing they've been saying. So I'm not going to go into that deep of details on this. But at that point, Bridget comes in and she tells them, "I have to examine her. Any change?" And Ridge says, "No, she's still the same." So while she's examining Steffy, Thomas, Ridge, and Taylor go outside, and they're just still in shock about what's happened. And, they're like, "Why were they in the alley? What were they doing there? What kind of monster would kill someone and just leave them in the alley?" And that's another thing. When Deacon was talking to Shelia, he said he found them on the ground. No, you need to tell Shelia that you found them on trash. Their bodies were lying on the trash. Like, make her feel that. But anyways, Thomas and Ridge are just like, "I can't believe this." And then Taylor is like, they're like, "What if Thomas says, what if Steffy saw that Finn was shot and killed?" And they were like, "Oh my gosh, I don't even want to think that she could have possibly seen that." And then they start talking about, Thomas like, she has to pull through, and Taylor says yes, she's gonna pull through. We already lost Phoebe. And that's when Ridge comforted her, and then Taylor says, "Oh my gosh, Sheila, say what you might about Sheila, but that was his mom and she loved him, and I can't imagine how devastated she is." And so then Sheila comes up, and when she comes up, she just tells them, Taylor goes to her and she says, "Sheila, I'm so sorry. I know the pain that you must be going through. I know the pain that you're going through losing a child and everything." And Sheila just says, "How's Steffy?" Because that's why Sheila really there. She says, "How's Steffy?" And they tell her, she's hanging in there, but she's strong, And so then Taylor hugs Sheila, just telling her, "I'm sorry about Finn." And then Sheila starts, whimpering and tells Taylor, "I'm so sorry. I'm sorry." And she's just repeating this. And Ridge and Thomas, they have their reservations about Sheila. And that was the Bold and the Beautiful today, guys. It was just real short. It was really good. It was a solid episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for a new episode of What Happened on the Soaps.